On July 16th and 17th, Norwalk Havoc held their annual 2-day event with beetle weights, hobby weights, and featherweights. We made our first beetle weight a 2-wheel drive vertical spinner called FiliBuster and competed with at the event. While we didn't leave the event with the robot in one piece, we had a lot of fun matches and got to meet up with some friends, as well as giving one of the channel's biggest memes a brand new home. This is our event report for the July 16th Norwalk Havoc event in Norwalk, Connecticut. The Norwalk facility was opened the day before the event to give builders time to check in safety and work a little bit on the robots. We arrived around 5 p.m. and unloaded all of our tools and garbage and pitted nearby fellow YouTube friend Penguin Robotics and Death by the Hit. Us, Penguin, and Team Homobots all ended up pitting next to each other, which led to this legendary image of each of our beetle weights all next to each other. We planned to weigh in with our horizontal wedge config because we knew that we would be fighting Hive, a 2-wheel drive dual horizontal spinner from Team Honeycracked, and we came in barely under the weight limit of this config with 2.99 pounds, and after fixing some issues with the weapon spin up and the drive, we were ready for the fight the next day. We also brought some of our little Hexplug models to the event to show off to some of the builders, including the mini ram plan, which the actual ram plan was there, which led to this adorable image with the actual one next to the little baby one. One of the announcers also came by and complimented the models, which was super nice, and a member of the Ribot team came by to see the little Ribot model. Speaking of which, since Norwalk ended up having many BattleBots there for display in their bot museum, I managed to get some pictures of the little robots next to the big things, which was pretty awesome. We were all ready to go with FiliBuster once we arrived to the facility the next day, and we knew we would be in one of the earlier matches of the day, but it turned out to be the first matchup shown at the entire event, so no pressure at all. Filming Buddy was going to be the first driver of the day, and we knew that we would either end up facing Wasabi if we beat Hive and Sea Dragon's War or ER Stingray if we had lost, and we thought I would be better off driving the second match. Quick note that most of the footage shown will be from my GoPro post to the actual stream. If you want to watch our fights on the main stream, you can go to the Norwalk Havoc channel, and I will hopefully give timestamps in the description. But with that out of the way, here is our first matchup of the day, FiliBuster versus Hive. 4, 3, 2, 1, get him! Come on!
And FiliBuster is this conventional black and silver robot with I believe that is an icon of the Capitol building on the top of FiliBuster style.
Keep going.
Makes sense, given the name. I like the NHRL tag on the side of
Keep going, keep pushing.
And you know what, I'm going to give it to Hive.
Stop that, yep, got it.
These two weapons really hung in there, and getting great engagement. I mean, one of the cool things about running
the bells come off.
The belt is off the FiliBuster, and that weapon is now down. Hive goes there and kills.
Wait, see, I sent it now.
Oh, yeah. That's something they pull out of there. I'm not exactly sure what, but it was round. It looks like it's inside the robot. Yeah, I think it was part of... It looks like a belt. Yeah, maybe they're weapon belts. Could be. Definitely not supposed to be on the floor. Alright, with a minute and 45 seconds left in this fight, really all that Hive has to do is just remain alive, keep those weapons going. One of their weapons might be down. Yeah, it does. Or she jams up there against the other box. But either way, they're getting some great grinding hits there. You can see a little bit of damage on the side as they just spin off. But that side armor package. This match is hard to over, though. I mean, it's going to come down to
yeah, keep pushing. Good push.
FiliBuster. Can FiliBuster really shove his opponent into the corners? Can they prevent this?
You broke one spinner. Try to pick the other one.
Even more damage.
Got it.
Now they're one weapon left. 60 seconds left here in the fight. Good performance for two first-time bots. Absolutely. FiliBuster really living up to its game. Just staying in there. Not leaving. Staying at the podium as long as it takes. Oh, it's a political joke, Kyle. Get it? Yeah. Oh, it's delightful. this weapon, just assembly is coming apart. The belt is gone, I think the bullet is gone. What is this side armor made of? As it's getting closer, you can see it's not actually metal. It's painted to look like metal. It's like a kind of orange something or other. Look, like plastic, maybe? I'm not sure. It's very interesting. This one will very likely be able to judge this. I don't know who's judging this. I'm excited. To talk to you. 3, 2, 1. That's the match.
So what went wrong with the weapon? A combination of a few things. So first off, the screws keeping the motor in place on the mount had loosened a bit, and because of that, it gave it a bit of room to slide around. But that was not the reason of the failure. The bigger issue was that the pulley came off of the motor shaft, which maybe you can see on the ground in the video, I'm not sure. We made sure that it was really tight, but we didn't use thread locker on it, so eventually it managed to slide off. Very annoying way to lose our weapon that really could have been avoided and kept us hitting for a bit longer. We had TPU side guards to protect our wheels and add an extra layer of defense, which worked exactly as we intended. The TPU got a bit shredded, but our frame took little to no damage from the actual fight. And the wedge was still pretty much fine. The only thing that we really needed to fix was just put thread lock on the motor shaft and retighten everything. We were doing well, hitting and flipping them up until that weapon stopped. We really couldn't do much more than stay squared up and try to control them without our main weapon, which we kinda did. We did a decent job at that. It ended up going to a split decision at one of the only ones of the actual event, but in the end we didn't get the win. In the end, the loss of the weapon is definitely what doomed us. We were still pretty happy with how the drive and the weapon seemed to be working at full potential, but it is annoying when a failure like that could have been pretty easily prevented. Definitely a rookie mistake on our part. Going over to Hive later, they had lost one of their spinners in the fight, and the builder explained to us that the motor basically ate one of its own wires and tore itself apart. So in the end, despite losing, it was a pretty good first performance for a bot that showed up as a rookie, and it had some solid power in the drive and weapon when the weapon is actually working. Okay, so what happened? The pulley on the weapon broke off, which was very unfortunate because it was going well up until that point, and had it stayed on, we probably could have won that match, but it's whatever. The TPU side guards held up well. They took a little bit of shredding, but they did their job, and they protected the wheels. Wheels are still fine. Frame looks perfectly fine. Only other damage is just this little pulley here. So, you know, it's whatever. Still learned a little bit from that fight. Going to the next one, see if we can do a bit better. Our second matchup was against Sea Dragon's Roar, a 4-wheel drive vertical spinner with a hinged weapon setup. They managed to do very well in the 2022 March event, so we knew that this was going to be a pretty challenging matchup for us. We swapped from our horizontal config to our vertical spinner one, which also came in at 2.99 pounds right under the weight limit. This match wasn't on the main stream and was instead on the Norwalk Havoc Ocho live stream instead, in case you were wondering. So here's how that match went.
Stay on him, right?
Stuck underneath the wall.
5, 4, 3,
You can turn it down a little bit, yeah.
Oh, we got smoke.
Ryan, back off. Just back off. Let him be. Oh, there we go. Spin it down a little bit, you're going too fast.
I think I'm stuck under it.
Spin down. Just let him be, let him be.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's the match.
You know this meme? This sums up the matchup pretty well. We had noticed in testing at home, sometimes the weapon would need a bit to spin up and it would just do some jittering before it decided to work properly, and that is exactly what had happened here. We were hoping that our weapon would start working, Sea Dragon went to town, flipping us, repeatedly hitting our front wedge. We ended up stuck upright doing a handstand until Brett eventually knocked us down, and with a bit of help self-righting from Sea Dragon, the spinner kicked into action, and once it was spinning, we landed a very, very strong sequence of shots that eventually affected Sea Dragon's ability to drive and spin up their weapon. They did manage to pin us, which did worry us as our wedgelets could have gotten stuck on the walls, but we were lucky and that didn't end up being an issue for us. In the last minute, both bots were having some issues moving, with FiliBuster still showing some control, but with not really enough momentum for us to land a good bite on the Sea Dragon. Brett came to free us after we were stuck under them, and the fight ended in a decision with FiliBuster getting its first ever victory. We didn't get the chance to see what damage we did to Sea Dragon after the fight, but it was great to see the bot being able to come back from a rough start and show that it can take some hits upside down and right side up, against vertical spinners at least. We'll get to what horizontals can do to us later. Okay, we won a fight, it was fun. We have the side guards on because we're going to be fighting a horizontal next no matter what happens. Red, Hawk, or Hive smashing. We'll see who we get, but we have to be prepared to fight a horizontal. 1-1 so far, hopefully get another win. If not, oh well. But we got a victory over Sea Dragon, which was nice. So I guess we'll see how the next match goes. Our next match was against Hive Smashin', a big horizontal spinner also from Team Honeycraft. We swapped for our horizontal config this one, and Filming Buddy was once again the driver, and this match also had its fair share of mini-bot chaos. Penguin was going to be driving Spirit of Taiwan as the main big mini-bot, with everyone's favorite meme, the bee, taped to the top in hopes that it would be destroyed and the bee could be finished once and for all. We had the Hexbug Michael Bolton fight as well. It was a gift from me to the Hummelbots team, and Tio wanted to use it as a mini-bot, so we decided to just throw it in there. A surprise from the event though was that WT Dynamics and Chef Boy Arby were also there, and WT gave me a middle model of the FiliBuster that he wanted to have in the match, so that was thrown on top of Michael Bolton. Here's how this fight went.
Each other! Fight! Whoa! I don't know who to record. Whoa! Yeah, baby! Oh, yeah! Yeah! Let's go!
Keep it up. Oh, is that a belt? That's a belt. You just gotta go at him and hope you break him.
That's it. You want me to do anything?
Taiwan, throw.
Taiwan, go into him.
Sacrifice yourself. Phil, get into him. I'm trying.
It's too low.
I'm stuck. Oh, okay. There's nothing.
Okay. Up.
Oh! I'm
Keep pushing.
Hit the hex button!
We're done. Just keep
going. Taiwan, hit me off. Yeah! In there, Taiwan! I got him!
Oh.
Oh god, he's going after me now. Oh no! Hell yeah! And it still works!
It's still going.
Oh!
Oh, dang.
Oh my gosh!
Are you gonna tap out? That's it. You might just want to. Oh wait, he can save us.
Fight the hex bug!
Just tap out, I guess. Because we're dead. Oh, I thought. Oh no.
Tap out. Get knocked out.
We're gonna end it like Meg.
This is a very hard bot to drive.
I think we're done.
I don't think I can do anything being in that corner.
Wait, get a mini bot under him.
Oh.
10 seconds left. You didn't have to do it like that. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. This is ridiculous. 2, 1. The only one that lived was the hex bot.
This was probably my favorite matchup of the event, so let's get into what happened. Starting with FiliBuster, the weapon belt ended up getting caught by Hive Smash and Spinner, and with that ripped off, we were pretty much just a push bot. The damage kept on piling up though. One of our TPU guards was completely ripped off, which led to the metal wedge being vulnerable at the sides and being bent out of shape, breaking the screws holding it on and pulling the inserts out of the places. We ended up with one of our drive motors basically exploding too, so with no weapon, half drive, and Hive Smash and landing a fatal shot that flipped us over, we were basically dead at the end. But it technically went to a judge's decision because Brett tried to free us. No shocker, Hive Smash won that decision. The FiliBuster was not the bot to leave the arena in worse shape though. That honor goes to Spirit of Taiwan, who had its guts spewed across the arena like something out of a subpar 1980s horror movie. Penguin said that barely anything was salvageable from it. Rest in peace. Michael Bolton ended up being okay despite TU's best efforts to feed it into Hive Smash its weapon. It was just too low and it couldn't get hit. And I have to say, Michael Bolton put itself in the line of fire the whole match, and I absolutely respect him for it. That was hilarious. The mini FiliBuster model was also pretty much unscathed, but the one infuriating thing was that the bee was basically unharmed. Spirit of Taiwan was murdered, yet somehow the bee, which was right on top of it, came away with nothing but a very tiny dent. It's very weird, and that thing just does not want to die. But in the end, the bee's story with us was not ended in a murder, but ended with it being given away. We ended up transferring ownership of said bee to WD Dynamics as a thank you for him giving us the awesome model of the FiliBuster. So with that, it was sad that FiliBuster was out of the competition, but at least the bee found a nice home. And which is more important? Probably not the bee, but that's a good thing. Most teams had left after being eliminated day one, but because we had planned to stay both days, we hung around for a couple grudge matches. First one we had was against Death by the Hit. We were originally hoping for a rumble with both of us and PGF, but Tio wasn't there the second day, so it ended up just being a one-on-one. Filming Buddy was once again the driver, but I ended up using the mini ram plan as a mini-bot because I wanted to still drive something.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bless your...
5, 4, 3, 2.
This was a pretty short fight. You could definitely notice how our drivetrain was suffering a bit, and he was able to get a nice bite on our backside while we were struggling to move. We did eventually flip them over and rip out some wiring at the back, which led to them tapping out. Pretty quick fight and the FiliBuster's first knockout of its career. Hopefully an improved FiliBuster will meet an improved death by the hit in a future competition.
That'd be a way to go out.
Alright. We are now 2-2. The robot just made some noises. I don't know who that was. But we're now 2-2. We got a win in a Grudge. Our good pal death by the hit. Ram Clan was in that match. He didn't die. Good for him. Yeah, we'll see if we get another one in. Good day so far. Because the bot was still mostly intact, we were able to get in a second Grudge match. We ended up getting a match with Adrift, a bot that was actually still in the competition at this point. He had a spare bot with some TPU forks, and we hoped that we could test the durability of our wedgelets against a bigger spinner. Let's just say this match went pretty much exactly as we would expect it to.
Oh shit. Keep it going. Oh, that's a battery.
That's fine, keep it going.
That's a 10.
I tapped it.
And that's the fight. The wedge was split in half, they hit the battery, both drive motors exploded, they tore off part of our USW frame, and we were dead. The weapon actually kept spinning the whole match though, which is pretty surprising, and the wedgelets held up decently well, so at least that wasn't as bad. But the bot was basically in pieces, and that was the last fight this version of the FiliBuster will ever see.
Yeah, like the weapon. Yeah,
It's actually held up decent.
yeah, like so the weapon stayed spinning the entire time, which I think is the biggest accomplishment. But you know, drive side disintegrated.
We also
motor.
didn't have our side guards on for the drive side, so
Which-
like I think they would have fared better
Yeah,
with the drive.
you know, this is not very. This just got completely cut through. But you know, good last fight. Sure, fun. Hopefully does better next time. We'll see.
So, we learned that we definitely needed to refine this bot's weapon system. We had been using a 20 amp speed controller, and for the next version we're going to bump that up to a higher one, as well as move up to a 4S battery for just a bit more power. The drive motors will probably be different next time too, as we ended up breaking 3 of the 5 motors this event, and in general there are probably some better, faster options out there, brushed or brushless. We are also going to try a double disc spinner for the next version because we want to make the bot a bit more unique. The shape will be similar, but we are going to work on making it easier to repair and making it more durable, getting rid of the weight where we didn't need it and putting it where we do. We hope to be back at Norwalk in the future to give the competition a real run for their money. Deviating away from the bot for a second, I was shocked how many friends and fans of the channel happened to end up being there. So I do want to thank everyone who was there, who came to say hi to us, and also Qwerty from the Combat Collective for letting me briefly come on their live stream to talk about our time at Norwalk, as well as everyone on the live stream showing us their support. It's weird as so many people are rooting for us, but I'm very thankful for it. We also got some awesome fan art / models from the driver of the robot Newbert, Penguin Robotics, and WD Dynamics, so thanks to them, I really appreciate it. Love seeing what other people make, and also a big thank you to Tio and Will from Team Humblebots for giving me the blade from Warbird, which I'm going to use to make something terrifying. You can bet on that. And with that, thanks for watching. If you have any questions on our bot, then go ahead and ask them in the comments. There was a lot to say about the event that I couldn't fit in the video. I'm already at over 2,400 words on the stupid event report, and I don't want to lose my fingers for the 3rd time by typing too much. Anyways, thank you all. See you next time.